Okay, I just did this entire fucking video with my mic not set in OBS to my fucking microphone. So that was like my best take yet, and I just realized that all of my takes have had no audio. Sick. So, please do this now, alright? I'm making this video just in case you have not seen any other creators' videos on the new armor set changes and how armor is going to translate with the new stat system. So, quick brief, go over of it. Basically, your mobility stats going to turn into weapons, resilience into health, recovery into class, discipline is going to become grenade, intellect super, and strength will become melee. So any armor piece that has, say, high mobility will translate into a high weapon stat, right? But there are archetypes that are going to be coming into the game, which I think is a stupid change, but that's just because there's only 6 and it's very limiting. I don't think archetypes should be in the game at all. I think you should just be able to focus the stats individually on the armor piece, but that's for another time. But you can do that essentially right now, right? So do this now. You're not going to be able to get a tier 5 armor set whenever you go into Edge of Fate, but this will be good enough in case you don't get a good enough armor set before the day 1 raid. This is mainly for day 1 raid preppers. So a damage armor set is paramount, of course, because if you know anything about, you should be keeping up with the new stuff, but if you're not, basically, if you have 200 in your weapon stat, you get a 10% damage buff against bosses with your heavy weapon permanently. Infinite uptime, it's always there, right? And then it's like, I think it's like 15 for specials and primaries, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, weapons and super cannot be on a weapon archetype, at least not yet. Crazy oversight by Bungie, I don't know why they did this, but farm armor now that has high intellect and high mobility, and then your third stat of choice, I'm going for resilience because it'll become health, and then I'll get more health on orbs, so I'm basically not having to run the recuperation mod on my legs. I don't even know if it's going to be in the game still. I'm assuming it won't be, since that's what resilience will do, but I'm just being safe. There's also the class stat for, like, if you want your healing rift, so I'll probably go for another one kind of like this kind of stat split. But yeah, focus at failsafe because she gives really high armor. Do not focus the engram, the Echo Armor engram. You want to focus for the individual armor pieces themselves. These will roll high stats. This will not. So you know what? I'll just prove it. I just in my last take I focused for armor, so I have no engrams now. But I'll just show you it. Okay, well I got a bond, so it doesn't even matter. Great, great game. Anyways, so yeah. If you have any other builds that you use, like that are melee and grenade focused, for example, there's not an archetype for that. I think it's like grenade and weapons, so you can't get grenade and melee, right? So maybe farm out like a, mobility and discipline and strength, or a resilience, discipline, strength armor set, or whatever of the archetypes that are not able to be rolled, because they will not be able to be in game as like a focusable option until later whenever they introduce new archetypes. So yeah, personally what I'm going for is a high mobility, high intellect, and then a third smaller health stat, right? So I need to find more higher mobility armor. I haven't locked down a completely good chest piece yet, and I need some better arms. I know, I think it's a better head. Actually no, okay, so it's just a chest piece, and then I'll go into more mobility stats with my, my fragments and whatnot. Keep in mind, I don't know how the fragments are going to work because of the new stat changes. So, this might not be -10 strength or -10 melee. It might be something completely different. Or maybe they just remove the stat differentials from the facets and the fragments and all that come Edge of Fate. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to get out there. Third take. So hopefully there's no mess up with this one. But yeah, just very quick video. Please do this if you're a day 1 raid prepper. A damage armor set might be what you need to clear a boss, right? So that's what I'm doing. Best of luck to everyone who's prepping and going for the raid, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.